Yo, what's up guys? In today's video I got some huge Chicago Bulls news. You know, they recently hired another person to join their player development staff, so that's really exciting. And also later in the video I have like an exclusive video that I found of K.C. Johnson talking to like a reporter or media about the Chicago Bulls and who we are. Like, he kind of gives a little bit of hints at who we're going to draft with the 4th pick, or if we're going to trade it or make any moves, so stay tuned for that video later in the video. But before I get into the video, if you guys are looking for cheap, good quality custom jerseys, check out the first link below this video. I partnered with this jersey website, and I even ordered myself a jersey, and I'll be making a future video on that. You know, they have really cheap, cool custom jerseys, so definitely click that first link if you guys want to order one. Also, use my code INSIDEBULLS, all caps, for 10% off. I hope you guys order a jersey, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of today's video. So yeah, let's just jump right into the video. You know, the Chicago Bulls have hired Max Rothschild as a player development coordinator per his LinkedIn. And I'm going to be honest, I have no clue who this man was. I had to do some research. You know, I did see that he is from Chicago, so that's pretty cool. You know, he came back to Chicago to work and, of course, worked for the Bulls, so that's cool to see. And he was also the player development associate for the 76ers, so it made sense why Mark Eversley brought him over. You know, they used to work together in Philadelphia. So it was pretty easy to bring him over to Chicago to work for him here now. You know, it's good to see that this is, I believe, the 4th person the Bulls have hired to like beef up their player development staff, because I remember when Arcidiacono first came to Chicago and he figured out we only had one player development person, and that's just crazy talk. Only one person training with pretty much 15 or 16 of our guys, trying to make them all improve and better players. Arcidiacono even said that's crazy, and I agree that it's just crazy, man. We had one guy taking care of 15, 16 people. I believe the Bulls now have 4 to 5 people in their training staff now. So that's great to hear. You know, the Bulls have been really beefing up all their like coaching staffs and just front office this offseason. It makes me just happy to hear all this great news and report it to you guys. You know, it looks like the Bulls are finally trending upwards. I'm really excited for next season. You know, it's really cool that he's from Chicago. Of course, he had a good relationship with Mark Eversley in Philly to bring him over. You know, and something else cool that I saw is he actually was a college basketball player. He was a 4-year player at the University of Pennsylvania in Philadelphia. You know, like I said, he's a native of Chicago. He saw action in 112 games. He had 55 starts over the 4 seasons there. You know, he averaged 5 points, 4 rebounds per contest. So that's cool to see that he was a former college player, so he knows a lot about the game and hopefully developing players. I mean, he worked with the 76ers. I did see, you know, I saw that a few Bulls fans were talking about this hire on Twitter. I'm pretty sure the Bulls have now hired 2 like player development staff players or coaches from the 76ers. And I saw on Twitter a lot of people were kind of upset about it because the 76ers really haven't developed any players, which I disagree. I mean, they really developed Joel Embiid and like Ben Simmons. Of course, their games are still improving. I don't know how I feel about the hire, though. I mean, I kind of understand what they're saying, but at the same time, I'm just happy the Bulls are adding more people to the staff. Definitely leave any comments or questions below this video talking about this recent hire and all of, like the rest of the hirings that the Bulls have had this offseason. I'm really excited for next season. You know, next month is the official NBA draft. I'm really excited to see what the Bulls can do with the 4th pick if we just draft the best talent available, take someone that nobody expects us to take, trade up or trade down. You know, I'm going to have another video out about that soon. I'll probably do a scouting report video on some draft prospects as well coming up. But yeah, to end this video, I'm going to throw up this little clip of K.C. Johnson talking to a reporter, just talking about the whole Chicago Bulls like front office makeover, and also him talking about what the Chicago Bulls might do with the 4th pick. I hope you guys enjoyed today's quick video. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.
So joining me from Chicago is K.C. Johnson, the Bulls insider for NBC Sports Chicago. K.C., let's dive right in because there is so much to talk about with this Bulls team. Just last week, you guys, or the team, got a new head coach coming over from OKC. It's Billy Donovan. What has he shown the league, us as media, what he's been able to do with OKC and that young team in the last few years that he's going to be able to bring to this young team with the Bulls?
Yeah, I think you make a good point there because, obviously when he first came to Oklahoma City, he inherited a star-laden team with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. But I think a lot of people would argue that this past season was his finest coaching job. I mean, very few people even predicted Oklahoma City to make the playoffs. And obviously you've got a Hall of Fame leader in Chris Paul, but he certainly maximized that talent and did so in some unconventional ways by playing that three-guard lineup with GSA and Chris Paul and Schroeder. So, I think the fact that he was able to coach different teams while he was in Oklahoma City, and really that in some ways is a mirror or a reflection of what he did at Florida, because at college, obviously your personnel is always flipping over. He's a Hall of Fame college coach. So I know that's one aspect beyond just the fact that he's, a future Hall of Fame coach from the college level that attracted him to Arturas Karnisovas as the new EVP of the Bulls. So Bulls are a young team, but I think most people would agree there's some intriguing pieces and young talent on the roster, and they're looking to Billy to maximize that talent.
All right, well, talking about that young talent and those pieces, the Bulls are going to have the opportunity now to get the 4th pick. And now talking to media around the league, like I've been doing, there's not a consensus in the top 3 or top 4 or even top 1 right now. When you look at who's on the draft board and the 4th pick that the Bulls will have, is there someone that you think is going to be the best fit or someone that you think the Bulls are going to want to go after?
Yeah, I mean, the hard part about that is we're all just getting to know Arturas. I mean, he's, I covered John Paxson for 17 years. I know how John Paxson and Gar Forman think, but this is a new managerial regime for the Bulls. We've talked to Arturas about what he values. He obviously comes from a Denver system that favors ball movement, player movement, two-way players. They've got a lot of athletes and two-way players in that Nuggets roster. The Nuggets did very well in the draft with Arturas and Tim Connelly and that whole staff. So it's hard to really peg him. What I will say is that he is adamant that you do not draft based on need. You draft the best talent available. And I know everybody says that, but he's lived it. I mean, just look at the Jokic-Nurkic draft. I mean, they drafted 2 excellent big men there and then figured it out. Jokic obviously emerged. I mean, it's not like Jokic is a bad player, but Jokic is a better player. And so then they flipped Nurkic to Portland in that deal. So, if there is duplication, but he's number 1 player on the Bulls board, it sounds like Arturas is going to go ahead and draft him. Now, if you are asking me for need, to me, the biggest need for the Bulls is point guard and wing. And you've got some intriguing options depending on how the first 3 picks shake down if the Bulls stay at 4. It is a deep point guard draft. I do expect LaMelo Ball to be gone, but you've got Hayes and Halliburton there that, may be in play. And then, Denny is a wing that a lot of people are pegging to the Bulls at number 4. So we'll see how it plays out. But it's going to be real interesting to see, how a new managerial regime here in Chicago values players.
That's what I was gonna kind of bring up. You got a new coach, you got a new kind of front office, and then when you talk about a wing forward, it is. If you Google, Chicago number 4 pick, everyone's kind of like, hey, they're gonna pick up Denny Avdia, right, from Israel. So it's interesting to hear you say that, but it is a lot of point guards and then a lot of centers. So you're kind of stuck in the middle of what the Bulls are gonna want.
Yeah, and notice I just said Denny because I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but it is Avdia.
I watched some highlights of him. Denny's the easier one. I'm going to go with Avdia. That's how I've seen it.
It's why I keep calling him Arturas instead of trying to say his last name all the time.
I thought you were just at the level of you guys are friends now, first name basis. You got it figured out.
Exactly.